Hey everybody, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing our review video for 2023 on Holiday Springs Water Park located in Texarkana, Arkansas. Holiday Springs Water Park is a small, itty bitty water park located in Texarkana, Arkansas. It is right behind the Holiday Inns, giving the name called Holiday Springs. This is a fairly somewhat not too bad of a water park, depending on what your preferences are for water parks and depending on what your expectations really are. Um, I feel like the park overall at itself has a lot of really great things about it. It has some really great potentials, but at the same time, it suffers in price range wise. A lot of people, when they think about water parks, they want to think about price ranges and all of the things that they have to do. To be honest, if you're living in this area and want to go, throughout the summer, or you just want something to do to throw the kids into, this is probably a really great spot for them, especially if you're going as a family for a season pass. The season pass prices really aren't all that bad when it comes up to about $89.99 per person for a season pass. So for a family of three, you're paying pretty upwards close to about $300, which would cover you for the entire season. Individually, you'll pay anywhere between $25, depending on what kind of specials and deals are going on, anywhere from $25 all the way up to $35 per person. I feel like this price range is a lot cheaper than you would get for something, say, Hurricane Harbor in Arlington, which is about 3 hours from the location of this park. And what it has to offer is probably a little bit less than a lot less than what Hurricane Harbor has to offer, but for the price of about roughly on an average of about $30 per person per day, it's really not all that bad. So let's jump into what they have. As soon as you walk into the park, you're going to see the large kid area off to your left and the wave pool off to your right. The wave pool last year wasn't even active. It was just a standalone pool with no waves. This year it is different. There is actually waves in the pool. So if you enjoy wave pools and you just want to find somewhere to just kind of chill in the pool and enjoy yourself, you can sit back there and relax and do your thing. If you have kids, taking them to the kids area is probably going to be the bulk, if not 99% of your day, especially if you have smaller children anywhere between the ages of 2 and 5. It's really great because they have a lot of kiddie slides that the kids can run up and play. There's so much there for the kids to do. The whole time we were there at a trip for about 4.5 hours. For about 3 of those hours we spent at the kid area. All Asher did was run up the stairs, down the slide, up the stairs, down the slide, up the stairs, down the slide. And you can just there's a little area right over there next to it where you can sit down and monitor your child. So you don't have to sit there and go up there with them unless you just want to. When you get hot and you're sitting there and you're tired of sitting there being hot, you can easily just go up there with your child, go down the slide with them and get wet and kind of cool off a little bit. Not really a bad thing. I feel like the kid area is probably one of the coolest things at the park because Asher really does enjoy this park. He loves going to water parks and swimming and everything like that. So this park really stands out to him because of that kid area. If we move on, you've also got adult slides that are tube slides, similar to some slides that you would see somewhere such as like Hurricane Harbor or anywhere else in any other water park in the country. They have these individual slides and then they have these tube slides. The tube slides really, they're not like intense. They're fun. But a water park is not supposed to be intense. A water park is supposed to be fun for relaxing, and it's supposed to be safe. The operations on these tube slides and individual slides are really good. The operations they have and safety is really good. I can't really complain as much when it comes to, where the operation's slow or not, because at a water park, you can't really rush your operations, because if you rush your operations, you're rushing your safety. If you're rushing your safety, then you're not going to last long, and you're going to end up like some of the other water parks that ended up getting banned from being able to have guests at their parks. So I feel like they do a really great job with operations and maintaining safety, especially on some of these more dangerous rides, if you really want to consider it to be that. But the tube slides were really fun, just so you know. I don't really do a whole lot of water parks, but when I went to this water park and rode the tube slides and the really tall ones, they were really fun. Just want to kind of keep in mind that perhaps you might want to wear a t-shirt when you're going down the individual slides, the big tall ones, because sometimes when coming down those slides, you might hit an area of dry slide, and it could give you a little bit of a burn on your back. So just kind of be mindful of that. We've also got a lazy river, which Asher's not a big fan of. I love the lazy rivers personally because you can just sit there in the tube and then just go down their lazy river. That's what it's there for. And so I feel like that it's a really, really cool thing. I feel like the lazy river is a little bit long when it comes to attention spans of smaller children. But it really just depends on the mindset of your child at the time. When we took Asher, he was already burnt out on running and sliding in the kid area. But we took him to Epic Waters in Dallas, Texas, and he had such a blast on the lazy river as soon as we got there. So if you know your child's going to like their lazy river, I would honestly probably take them on it when you first get there. So that way you can get your experience with them, and so that way they'll enjoy it. Then you say, hey, if you go on the lazy river with me, I'll let you go play in the kid area. It's a win-win. Okay, you get to enjoy the lazy river with your child. They get to go run and play. You get to do your own thing. So it's really, really great. Aside from the lazy river, there is a standalone pool there for adolescents. So I mean, it's nothing too crazy. They've got basketballs and stuff that you can walk on. I thought it was really cool. The one thing that this park does that not a lot of other park does is it's a smaller park, but everything for all the ages are kind of right there within the same area. You walk into the park, you've got your stuff for toddlers and smaller children. You go over there next to it, you've got stuff for adolescents and preteens and teenagers. And then you've got the slides for your older teenagers and adults, and then you've got the wave pool for just about everybody. So the way that this park layout is, I feel like it's really, really very well laid out, put together really well, and especially when it comes to children and kids going there, they'll have a blast. This place, the crowds at this park, depending on if you really wanted to go on a day that was low crowds, I would honestly go sometime during the week and try to avoid going on Saturdays. Saturdays is going to be the bulk, and it's going to be their peak season, peak day for the week is going to be Saturday, because it's the day after everyone's been working and the day before everyone goes to church. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you really want to go on a day, I would honestly say probably like a Monday or a Wednesday would probably be a better day for lower crowds. And usually during those times, they'll throw like some ticket sales for like $25 per person per day. So you'd be able to take advantage of that as well. Excuse me. With that being said, I really enjoyed the park. I really enjoyed the park. It was a lot cleaner than it was last year, and considering what had happened last year with the wave pool not working and really, really not that much of a hot summer, this year is they definitely stepped it up. They delayed their opening to make sure that things were working up to code and up to standard, which I thought was really good on making sure that everybody was safe. So great job. Great park. It's not a park that I would drive 3 hours out of the way to come visit. But if you are, locally within an hour or so, it probably wouldn't be a bad trip. Compared to what's about 2 hours away. You've got Magic Springs and Crystal Falls, which is in Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is about 2 hours from here. But aside from that, if you're living in the area and you're locally, I feel like it'd be a really, really great park for you. If you're like 5 hours away, I don't think you driving 5 hours to come to this park would really be worth it. Because it's just, you're driving so long to get here. Depending on which direction you're coming from, it'd probably be better to find something from where you're at. It's a great park. Locally, it's great, but I'm going to give this park probably about an 8 out of 10. I love the layout of the park. The layout of the park and the pricing and everything of the park is fairly decent, fairly cheap compared to Hurricane Harbor and Magic Springs. So I definitely give this thing an 8 out of 10. Not a bad park. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.